Hey guys, I'm Amy from Sunrise Fitness. This is our kettlebell and dumbbell class, and this is the workout number 1. So today what I really want to go over is form. With a kettlebell, it's very important to have good form, as well as with dumbbells, because there's added risk for potentially straining certain parts of your body. So it's really important to make sure that you're practicing your kettlebell swings, which I'm going to go over, and the form, and feel free to ask any questions because there's a lot of ways you can kind of mess it up. So the first thing here that I want to go over is the deadlift. So you're going to hold your kettlebell in your hands together like this. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me. What I want you to do is, the best way to think about it is you're going to put your hips backwards a little bit, almost like you're going to sit on a bar stool behind you. So a bar stool is obviously a little bit higher than a chair. So this is not going to be a squat. This is just putting your butt back here. And then what you're going to do is your back is nice and flat and straight here. So I'm never going to round my back. It's important to make sure that you're sticking your butt out onto your bar stool here. And then I'm just going to have my knees slightly bent. And I'm going down, straight back. And I'm looking down, looking slightly ahead of me, so that my head is not down. Because once my head is down, I'm more likely to round my back, which is bad. I want to stay nice and flat, looking slightly ahead of me, and then basically you're going to bring your hips forward, and your torso is going to come upright. So when you get to the top, the other important thing is you're going to squeeze your glutes together and inward, kind of this way, forward. So that'll bring you back like this, and then you're going to squeeze your core, so that brings you back upright. So you got to do both. You got to do the glutes and your legs and your core. So if I only squeeze my glutes, I'm going to be like this. So I'm going to be bending back. But if you squeeze your glutes and your core, that'll bring you back forward. Okay, so let's go over it a couple more times. So bar stool, I'm looking ahead right here, going down, nice and flat, and then popping back up. So I've now squeezed my glutes and my core. You can feel it. You really want to focus on the squeeze, because you can do this exercise just fine without doing it, but that's not good form. So you have to focus on doing the glutes and the core. So bar stool, and you're going down and squeeze, down and squeeze. So from the front, you're just standing here, down, squeeze up, down, squeeze up. Okay, so that is the deadlift. Next progression is the swing. So it's pretty similar in the form, but we're going to be swinging the kettlebell. So the kettlebell is notoriously known for working your posterior chain. Okay, so that's the back side of your body, the whole back side, from the top of your neck all the way down to your feet. And it's a really great tool for people, because those are usually the muscles that are weak on people from sitting and driving and stuff like that. So the kettlebell swing is going to be great for your posture, your core, your glutes, preventing injuries if you do things like running or anything else really. Okay, so again, you're going to sit on your bar stool, and then you're going to basically swing this between your legs. Okay, so my feet are a little bit wider than hips distance, just a little bit. So I'm going to swing this between my legs. I got my bar stool here, I'm sitting on the bar stool. I'm going to swing, and then basically, I'm going to do it without the kettlebell first. What I'm going to do is I'm going to swing this up, but the force is being driven by your hips. So this one is a little bit more of I want to say violent, but it's not violent. But it's a pretty good thrust, basically. So you're going from your bar stool, and then your hips are going to basically go forward. So you kind of push them real quick forward. Okay? So let's get this motion down first. So you're on your bar stool here, and then you're going to go boom, just like that. So when you come up, again, you need to squeeze your glutes at the top as well as your legs. But if you're not squeezing your core too, you're going to end up doing one of these things, and all that pressure is going to be on your lower back. So you really need to make sure that when you're coming up, you're putting yourself on your bar stool, throwing your hips forward, you're tightening your abs and your core too, so that you stay upright. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put this between your legs, and you really only need to come up about head height with this. And so I'll show you what it looks like here. So you're going to go bar stool, swing, boom, just like that. And then you're basically using momentum. So my arms here are basically just a carrier for the kettlebell, okay? They're not really doing anything. And I'm not lifting with my arms. I'm not using my arms to lift at all. It's all just in the swing, and it's all in the power that I'm driving with my hips. So, it's hard to think about it, and it's a lot of pieces, so feel free to ask me questions. But basically what you do not want to do, I'll show you what you do not want to do. Okay, because then maybe you'll be able to recognize if you're making a mistake. So you do not want to squat. Number one, you do not want to squat like this and come up like this. This is not a swing. This is a squat. Other things you do not want to do are use your arms too much or stop the momentum. You want the momentum. Let that thing swing. So I see a lot of people that have pretty good form, but then they're stopping each time. So they're like coming down, and then they're like, ah, and then you lose that momentum, and then you're using your arms way too much. So just let the thing swing. You're going between your legs with it. So here, let me show you one more time. You're going to get yourself on your bar stool. Again, I'm looking kind of forward and down in front of me. You're going to start it by swinging. So swing, pop, swing, pop, swing, pop. So your legs do bend a little bit, but really, you're just staying flat back. My spine is in line, and I'm really driving my hips forward. But you'll notice I'm not swinging too far back. I'm not doing this. Okay, because I'm using my core too, not just my glutes. And you'll feel it. Trust me, if you're doing it right, you will feel it in your core. Okay, so the next thing we did the deadlift, and we did the two-hand swing, which is what I just showed you. Now the one-hand swing is basically just the same, except you're only using one hand. So you can put this other hand on your hip if you want, or have it out, whatever you want to do with it. And you're doing the same thing, but just with one hand. Okay, so you're going down and popping up. Pop those hips forward. So another way you can think about it, and what helps me think about it, excuse me, I'm out of breath, is to basically bring your hips back. So the bar stool here, and then bring your hips forward. Back, forward, back, forward. That's the motion. So if you got to think about it, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward. That might help you. Okay, so then we have a hand-to-hand swing, which is just switching from hand to hand while you're doing your swings. So I'm going to do a one-hand swing here, and when I'm up in the air, I'm going to switch hands. So swing and switch. Swing and switch. So I'm going over these because it's important for you to learn them and know them and practice them for when I assign them later. Okay, and then the last thing I want to go over today is the rack position. So this is a kettlebell term. What it is basically is you're going to hold the kettlebell, you're going to hold the kettlebell, basically take it up, and you're going to flip it so that it's on the back side of your hand here. And then you're going to hold it next to your chest, so right in front of your chest. This is called the rack position. You will see it all the time in kettlebell books or movies or whatever you watch. Okay, so basically, it's just resting on the back side of my hand, and then it's in here. I don't know if you can see this clearly. There we go. So it's in my thumb, resting on the back. So this is what you're going to be doing, how you're going to be holding it when you do, say, a press or something like that. So it's important to just recognize this term and the way that I have it here. So it's in front of my chest, and I could do a press or something like that. Okay, so what I want you to do for this workout is basically just a practice day. So I want you to go over the deadlift, 15 reps, 3 times. So do 15, take a break, do another 15, take a break, do another 15, take a break. Then the same thing with the two-hand swing. Let's do 15 of those times 3. And then the one-handed swing, you'll do 10 on each side, 3 times. And again, if you don't want to go through them 3 times, that's fine. I just really want you guys to be comfortable and practice these things, because I'm telling you, you don't want to have bad form. And also, if you guys want to take a quick video of yourself and post it to the group, of you doing it, then that would be awesome. I could give you feedback on maybe your form isn't so great, or ways to help, you know, if you feel like it's awkward or something like that. Okay, and then we're going to do the hand-to-hand swing, so that's when you switch in the air. Sorry. You're going to do 20 of those alternating, so each hand is 1, 2, 3. So you're going to do 20 of those 3 times through, and then what I want you to do is get comfortable with this rack position. Do you see how I did that? I pulled it up and I kind of twisted it around like that. So get comfortable with this position, and I want you to do 12 per side of the presses that I was explaining. So basically you're just standing here, knees slightly bent, hips are forward so you get your core engaged, and you're just going to do 12 presses straight up in the air per side. So that's going to be workout number 1. It's really a practice day and a learning day, and then we'll kind of get going a little more as we go on. So good luck with that, and have a great day.